Namaste, beautiful souls. Another 365 days of healing, talking about, I guess, what we all want to talk about, which is this 3D-5D overlay structure that's going on Earth. So Gaia, the planetary system of Gaia, Mother Earth, Tara. She has many, many names depending, and in fact, her name changes depending on which dimensional lens you're looking at her through. And also, and this would be a very big topic, whether people are seeing Mother Earth as a flat disc, so the flat earthers, or as a sphere. That would be a whole other huge discussion, and it would come down to, again, what dimensional lens you are viewing the Earth from. But today, I want to hone in on something that's very topical at the moment, which is this upgrade of consciousness into the fifth dimension. So you can be living on a third dimensional planet, embodying a fifth dimensional consciousness. But Mother Earth herself is upgrading into the fifth dimension. So at that point, if you're not a vibrational match to her, you will have to be recalibrated on another third dimensional planet. It may look exactly like Earth. You may not even realize that you're on a different system. The elders here in Australia say that possibly people will be passing over, and we're seeing more and more people passing over at the moment due to the you-know-what. And we have to say, particularly when we're doing videos like that from a highest dimensional experience is exactly how it needs to be. That is not bypassing or saying there isn't grief involved, or that we shouldn't be standing up to the establishment and the system. Of course we should. But for the purposes, particularly when we're doing these kind of videos for 365 days of healing, it's important that we know that all events in the omniverse occur for the highest and most benevolent reasons, even if we can't see it with our third dimensional eyes. There's a part of us that knows that if these people need to cross over, they're either A, going to be supporting the collective consciousness and Gaia herself to upgrade into the fifth dimension from the other side, or they may be souls that in their personal matrix are carrying a denser energy. And when we say dimension, we're also talking density. So density doesn't mean good, bad, right or wrong. It's just where we're at in terms of the soul continuum. So they may be carrying a denser frequency. They may need to go into a bandwidth or a wavelength that is a frequency match, therefore, to where they're operating at. Because if they didn't, it would just fry their circuit. So the kindest thing is to give them the opportunity to move back into a third dimensional, third density, vibrational system, vibrational planet, where they can continue to learn the soul lessons that are inherent to that dimensional frequency. So we have to really choose to see everything from a multi-dimensional perspective, and it helps to take a lot of the anguish out of what's going on at the moment. Again, I'm going to reiterate, that doesn't mean you bypass. That doesn't mean you don't experience emotions, because you do. In fact, the deeper you go into the emotions, the more that you rise up in your spiritual essence, and you therefore have a very conscious and informed radar as to what's happening here. Feeling is always your way through to know what's going on and how to navigate this terrain and how to really tune into higher awareness, intuition, these kind of things. So I've got a little overlay for you today. I haven't done overlays for a while. Here we go. This is a great meme that's going around, and it really depicts the essence and the energies or the frequency within each planetary system. Now, at the moment, before the upgrade of Gaia into the fifth dimension, that can happen. Well, the astrological theories are anywhere between, I'd say, the next 3 years to the next 20 odd years. A lot of astrologers will say around 2046 we're having that line up with the galactic center. So by then we should be fully upgraded into the fifth dimension. But remember what I said at the beginning of this chat, you yourself can be holding fifth dimensional consciousness, and many light workers and star seeds and evolved humans certainly are, because you are helping this whole planetary system to upgrade in a permanent sense. But if you look at a 3D matrix, if you like, people who want to stay with this timeline will continue to be in a state of ignorance, lack, suffering, war. So we know that this planetary system is a system of war. We've seen it go on and on and on continuously throughout history. But so many people in their consciousness have become fed up, for want of a better word, with that way of operating. So once we become tired of a certain frequency and a certain way of behaving, we start to seek for something higher. And it's through our own imaginative portal, because we're all creators, all human beings are the capacitors, if you like, to create. So we start imagining through our third eye, pineal gland, we project out into the hologram a new reality. And so this is what's happening en masse at the moment. Some people, yes, you'll see them going into that perpetuation of 3D, and some people already dwelling in 5D, and others are, doing the inner work that's required to continue to upgrade. So we're talking systems where through the awakening process, we come into absolute beauty, abundance, love, joy, peace. We're really operating with a sense that we're all equal. Even if we may have known that, we may not have operated like that. They can be two different things. Knowing and behaving can be two different things. So we're behaving or operating, knowing that we're all equal. We don't need to take from each other to get ahead, as the 3D may have been perpetuating that false belief. Now, remember, there's no right or wrong. Those who choose the 3D timeline, certainly that's a line for their soul continuum and their soul journey. Those who are so exhausted by the round and the round of the 3D cycle, like the broken record that's going over and over, and you just want to get that record and smash it into 1,000 pieces. This is the upgrade. This is the beginning of the upgrade into 5D, that you just had enough and you're not going to toe the line anymore to the systems that are enslaving you, that are taxing you, that are wanting to siphon your life force, that really you realize the matrix of the 3D is one big pantomime, one big lie that is only perpetuated because the mass collective feeds into it. They give permission to it, and therefore it continues to roll out. Now, this can create a dark night of the soul. I've done a video on this before about the dark night of the soul, why that happens when you first break away from the matrix. Because you think, how have I bought into this system of lies for so long? But hey, there's nothing wrong with you. We've all had to take the red pill, so to speak, if you watch the Matrix movie. And we've all had the dark nights of the soul, and we've all gone, wow, what I believed for so long actually isn't true. I don't have to believe the media, the government. If you even break down the word government, it's government, meant meaning mental or mind, govern, control. So it's mind control. They're not hiding it from you. You just have to get savvy about the way that they are showing you who they really are. Remember, you're giving permission to it. That's why it keeps perpetuating. So you can't point the finger outside of yourself. Yes, we want to blame the cabal. Yes, we want to blame the governments. Yes, we can and we should, but ultimately we must point the finger back to self and say, why did I keep giving permission to that instead of knowing I was an intricate and integral part of the whole, and I'm a creative being. As a human being, I have highest technology to create, and what I manufacture in terms of my visions and my knowings and my feelings and my deepest heart is what I can create. And so we're really stepping up into that fifth dimensional consciousness. Now, some people, they're actually here on the earth in a higher dimensional frequency bandwidth, but it would be very difficult for them to hang around too long in the third dimension because the frequency would not match, so they'd probably float off. So these are ascended masters that may come in for a little while and do their thing, and then they'll have to go again. So there's so much to discover when you get into the concepts of multidimensionality. And I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favorite topics, because once you see everything multidimensionally and you remember who you are as a creator being, you're not a victim. You see clearly why everything's going on, and you go deeper. You go so deep that you understand that you are creating everything, even the negative forces coming at you. That's how powerful you are. You wanted to have contrast from your omnipotent monadic self and experience what darkness was. And that's okay. That was a perfect experience that we all chose as a collective to move through. And so some people are just kind of behind, and I say that with inverted commas, like they're just back, almost like past timelines of yourself that you're viewing in other people, where they are buying into those mind control or government narratives. Hey, it's all perfect from the highest dimensional perspective, remember. So hope that was a little bit of fun and insight for you today. Sending, as always, much love to my fellow seekers, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.